Hope everybody is doing great. Now the news that's doing rounds is the arrest of a young environmental activist, Disha Ravi. Now anybody who is in support of Disha are drawing your attention to the fact that she is just 21 years old and also to the fact that her parents are BJP supporters. We'll get to that later. But let's try and find out who actually Disha Ravi is. Now Disha Ravi is the founder member of a NGO organization called as Friday for Future India. Now this is an internationally run organization which is supported by Greta Thunberg as well. However, in India, the founder member is Disha Ravi. So what does this organization do? They work with young kids on Friday in school, creating awareness with regards to environment. Well, their Twitter handle is listed among the supporters in the toolkit. Well, maybe they wanted to support the farmers because environment and farmers are definitely connected to each other. So they were just trying to support the farmers. But there's another organization which is there in the supporters list as well, which is also supporting Friday for Future big time. That is Extinction India Rebellion. Now this organization, what's so important about that? Well, they're not only under scrutiny in India for being sympathetic towards terrorist organization or radicalizing youth or creating violence, but also in England. Well, let's say even that was a coincidence, because when you're an NGO, you try and connect with other NGOs to extend your reach, and maybe that's how Disha got in contact with this particular organization, and that's the only connection they have. Now let's look at the third fact. There was a Zoom call made wherein more than 70 people attended the Zoom call, most of them being Indians, but quite a few stayed anonymous and quite a few were very much visible on this call. And the people who attended this call was Greta Thunberg, Modaniwal. Now you all know who Modaniwal is. He is self-proclaimed Khalistani activist. Then there was Nikita Jacob, who's got a non-bailable warrant against her and she's absconding. She is a member of AAP from Mumbai. There are quite a lot of other people as well who are involved in this call. But the main intention of this particular call was to discuss the plan on how each and everything will be handled and who would be responsible for what. Now Disha Ravi was a part of this call as well. Now Modaniwal is also the head of Poetic Justice Foundation. Now was Disha Ravi not aware of this as well? Now we all know Poetic Justice Foundation is to do with supporting Khalistan, and Modaniwal himself is a self-proclaimed Khalistani supporter. Now it's very hard to believe that Disha was not aware of this. Now when the Zoom call was also arranged, the entire discussion was how to go ahead and plan the protest. We have to make sure that people should not look Khalistani. We have to spoil the image of India as yoga and chai. Now I know what they mean by yoga. Chai definitely should be pointing towards spoiling the image of Narendra Modi. So these were the things which were discussed. Well, it's very hard to believe what Disha is saying now in the court, because she is saying that don't punish me for just editing 2 lines in the toolkit. But when you've been part of a call like this, it's very difficult for me to believe that you are not aware of the intentions of this particular organization or what they were planning. Let's leave that aside for a while. Now what happened once the toolkit was leaked? This is based on the WhatsApp conversation that's been leaked between Greta Thunberg and Disha. Well, once the toolkit was leaked, it was Disha who informed Greta that this has happened and you have to delete that. So once that was deleted, Greta told her that she would repost another one. That's when Disha told her, no, please don't do it. Wait, because I'm in conversation with the advocates, because it looks like we would be booked under UAPA Act and they would try to keep her away from this as much as possible. Now I have a few questions. Who created the toolkit? The toolkit was created definitely by Poetic Justice Foundation. Now everybody knows what Poetic Justice Foundation is, but was Disha not aware when she volunteered to go ahead and do it? Now can you tell me that did she just edit 2 lines, or was she involved full-fledged in this particular operation? Now the second thing that we'll have to look at, who created the toolkit? Poetic Justice Foundation who is the head of Poetic Justice Foundation, Mohd. Now, he is a self-proclaimed Khalistani supporter, as I previously told you. So was Disha not aware of it? Even if she was not aware of it, when she was part of the Zoom call, each and everything that was discussed was anti-national. So why did she not back out then? Now you had admin access on the toolkit. What is the toolkit aiming at? Spoiling India's image, spoiling the Prime Minister's image, totally destabilizing the country. Now if somebody who's created a toolkit which can be so damaging and he gives you admin access, that means that he completely trusts you with a risky project. So for you to tell us that you just edited 2 lines and you should not be punished for that is something which I'm not able to digest. Now the entire liberal gang has come out in a support, saying that she's just 21 years old and the government is so bad that they have gone ahead and arrested her. Let me tell you something. There's Priyanka Gandhi tweeting about it. There's Arvind Kejriwal tweeting about it. How can the government be so rude that they're arresting somebody who's 21 years old? She's just a kid. Maybe she was rebellious as their parents were supporting BJP. She's just gone against the BJP regime. Let me tell you 2 names. Ajmal Kasab and Buranwani. They both were also in the same age range. So were they not supposed to be punished? We'll do something. We'll go ahead and close all the juvenile centers. So anybody who's below 20 will go ahead and commit a crime, but he's just a kid. Why not close all juvenile centers? If a kid commits a crime, then we'll not punish them because it's just a kid. And this time it's against the country. So my country gives you power to vote at the age of 18. A girl can get married at the age of 18. And you can stand for elections at the age of 21. And you say that this person's just a kid. Forget all that. You know, when I was sure that Disha Ravi is in the wrong, when I saw a tweet from Imran Khan saying that she should not be punished because she's just a 21-year-old kid, that's when I was 100% sure that Disha Ravi is definitely in the wrong. Now, having said all this, I would not think that Disha's arrest was something big, because this points out that intelligence agencies does not have much to go by. And you need to also understand that intelligence is not considered evidence. So it's a different ball game when you come in the court. So you have to give evidence as to how you can prove that this particular toolkit was the reason for the violence. You can say this is economical warfare on the country, but was that directly the reason for the violence on 26th? Well, it's quite difficult to get evidence for this. Now, to the arrest of the string team in Hyderabad. Now, the moment they got arrested, there were 2 things that were pointed out. What happened to freedom of speech? What happened to freedom of expression? Then there were people saying that they were arrested in Hyderabad, which is a non-BJP government, and then they are being taken off to Mumbai, which is again a non-BJP government, and they call the BJP government fascist. Well, you need to understand, Dhruv Rathi has gone ahead and said that he's the one who's filed a complaint, which he's well within the rights to do so. And once the complaint is done, within 6 hours the arrest is carried out. That's something which is surprising, Indian police being so fast. However, so arrest has to be carried out. But when this was discussed with the police, they told us was that they are arresting them to find out the source of where they got all this information, and it's nothing else. Now, this is something which I find funny. Now, if you have to start arresting people to find out the source, well, each and everything that was reported by String is publicly available. So why can't your IT team find the source? Now, recently, Rahul Gandhi actually made a speech yesterday in Tamil Nadu, wherein in one location he said that farming is about 40 lakh crore business. And then in another location he says farming is 80 lakh crore business. Now, if we start arresting people to find out the source where they get their information from, then I think we would have to arrest Rahul Gandhi every second day. He's also told in the speech that the Prime Minister sold the country off to the 2 biggest businessmen in the country. Now please arrest Rahul Gandhi to find out the source where he found all this. Now what I think is there is going to be quite a few arrests made. A few big names will pop up, but they will slowly fade away. If the biggest arrest that we have is going to be Disha Ravi. Now, there are quite a few news channels saying that this is the biggest crackdown. I don't think that this is the biggest crackdown. There's still a lot to be expected. Hopefully, the intelligence agency will do what they're supposed to and make sure that each and everybody is put behind bars. Now that I've given you all the details, please do let me know in the comments that if you still think that it's just a 21-year-old young kid and she should have not been arrested. Also, let me know as to what you think about string team completely being arrested. Should they be let out or not? We'll be looking forward to read your comments and know what you think. Hope to see you guys in the next video. Ciao till then.